RSW Airport that burned more than 3,500 rental cars does not appear to be suspicious.
All right, welcome back. Today we're going to talk about this RSW fire. COVID was a crazy time for airports. Not much going on, but there was a lot of cars parked all around the airport in open lots and just sitting there with a lot of fuel. And this is the kind of things that can happen.
A Friday afternoon fire erupted in a grassy lot housing more than 7,000 rental cars at RSW.
It was definitely one of the largest fires that the Port authorities had to deal with, and one of the largest fires in my almost nearly 30-year career.
The fire burned 28.4 acres. 3,516 rental cars were destroyed. Port Authority Fire Chief Tracy Young says the wind, water supply, and the fact the cars were parked so close together made it difficult to fight.
It was just a rapidly moving event that once we thought we had an upper hand on it, we would run out of water. The water shuttle operation wasn't going fast enough.
All right, so according to the chief, they had some issues, insufficient water supply. I mean, especially at a lot of airports, there isn't much hydrants in certain locations, especially in these type of fields, as you can see in this picture. There's inaccessible fuel loads, like you can't get in between these cars to put them out. Not to mention, look how high this grass is. No one was really cutting the grass, at least at the airport I work at. So it was just a lot of brush and a lot of vehicles, and it was kind of just something that definitely we had our eyes on. At my airport, we did have a 8-car fire, not 3,500, but even that 8 cars could have been 16 real quickly. We got hand lines in between the cars while we got it before it really got going, luckily. But yeah, for us it was hand lines and just basically trying to protect those cars that were impacted but not yet on fire. And then these weather conditions, they had high wind, they were working at night at times, and all these 3 things combined led to a fire that was pretty hard to stop. So here you can see there's a lot of agencies working together. These firemen here have some waterways, elevated waterways. They're trying to, it looks like they're trying to protect the unburned vehicles, which would be the best thing, because you can't really, I mean, you can use the helicopters to try and slow the fire down, but those vehicles are already lost. Here you have cars that are, unimpacted, but there is a small fire, a few cars on fire down here in this corner. So I believe they're, wetting down exposures, and they're trying to cut off this fire spread in this corner. Because once this fire gets going, it's gonna come across and probably connect with the other main fire. So I would think they're probably trying to move the cars that they can, and also just try to get these small fires before they get out of hand. Yeah, see, those are all burned already. You see some machinery. They're probably staging for removal of those burned vehicles later on in this scene, but not much you can do. Not enough water, a lot of personnel, as you can see. Here's another machinery they got going. A lot of personnel, but you don't want to risk anybody's life. They're all staged upwind, which is good, and they're basically going to let that main body of fire burn, let those cars burn out, try to use the elevated waterways, try to use the helicopters, and that's basically all you can do, because you can't get in there, and especially in the center. But you can see it's that nasty black smoke. It's a lot of tires, a lot of hydrocarbon fuels, probably engines burning. So all those things are really hard to put out with just water. I mean, you can try using foam for those tires, but it's basically really hard to put out once they get going. And they did a really good job at trying to save what they could, but it's it's just a lot of cars, you know, a lot of cars parked together and not much you can do. But with that being said, you know, thanks for listening. You know, like this is COVID was a crazy time. I don't think you'll ever see something like this again with all these cars parked so close together. It wouldn't take much for something like that to happen. I'm happy that it wasn't all over the nation where this was happening. You know, arsonists and even people trying to maybe steal vehicles or steal car parts, vandalism. Just glad that it's all over with and we're kind of getting back to normal. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.